What up, what up, what up? Yet again, I will be coding in three.js and probably be listening to some lo-fi beats. I'm going to change the title of this to Lo-Fi plus Senior Engineer plus 3D code painful equals pain. There we go. Now we got a title for the stream. Let's go. Get onto story blocks. Get some music going. Yet another gonna be like another mildly chill for my standards stream. Be doing more of this three.js. Play some hip hop instrumentals, I think. Let's see what this sounds like. Too loud. There we go. Okay, we got a little vibe going. Okay. Ooh. All right. All right, this beat isn't exactly hot fire, but it's certainly smoldering at least. So, you know what it is. Yet again, today we will be doing that three.js. Be writing that 3D code, three-dimensional. You know, most of the code I do, two-dimensional. Up, down, left, right. That's it. But we're going forward and back, baby. That's all there is to it. Let's just hop right into it. npx vite. Get this bad boy going. Localhost 5173. Ooh. Now this is that good stuff. Greytech Corp says nice. Appreciate you, Tiff. Thanks for being out there. You gotta be my most loyal subscriber or follower, whatever. Appreciate you. So what do we have to do? I'm just gonna, let's see. I'm gonna get out of this. I'm gonna open up a NeoVim window. I'm gonna do a new tab. Then I'm gonna run the terminal. And what we'll do is run npx vite again. So that's fantastic. So it's running again. So one thing, I want to make sure that the default when I reload the page isn't this. And that's easily fixed by just setting it to the middle here. So if I just go to, let's see, main2.js is where we've been. The first thing I do before I've received any commands is this mouse X and mouse Y. I think if I just set these to 0.5, this should, if I did my math right, I didn't. You know what, we'll just print out the value of mouse X. Console.log, then we'll do one of these. Mouse X is $, mouse X, mouse Y is $, mouse Y. I think that's how you do that. Oops. Oh, did that wrong. Forgot one of these. There we go. And then we can inspect. Mouse X is 0.5. Oh, so I want it to be like 500. That explains it. 500 and 500. Yeah. 500 for both looks about right. Let's try it again. Oh no. Is this right? No, it's fine. Yeah, so this is it's a good default. I don't know if it changes if I have the screen like this. Oh no, it gets worse. So I think I need to, I don't want to be setting mouse X and mouse Y. I want to, I don't know what to do. Maybe I just calculate the speed and rotation inside of the on mouse move. No. Yeah, I'll do that. Speed equals 0. Rotation equals 0. And then I'll say speed equals something, rotation equals something, and then we'll do calculate angle of rotation from mouse X. This is rotation, so I want the speed one actually. So I'll say this, and then I'll say event.x, and then the rotation is going to be y, and the rotation is going to be this. I don't know how to describe what I'm doing, but I swear it works. Event.x. And then we're not setting mouse X and mouse Y anymore. So then we just have speed here, and rotation is here. Let g.rotation.z equal rotation. Now we should get something. Oh, no, it's mad at me. Mouse X is not defined. Where am I using mouse X again? Oh, I'm mad at my log now. There we go. So now when it's reloaded, it'll come in and stop, and as soon as the mouse comes in. Okay, so maybe we set the rotation to like 20, and the speed to like 10. That was too much. 1. We'll do like 0.4. Yeah, that's more like it. And then when your mouse comes in, and you get this thing. Alright, so there's a list of things we need to do. Now that I've totally gone on a tangent. We'll do a todo.txt. So we'll just do this as a list. We have rotating wheels. We have fix skybox. We have make the sun smaller. We need to add street lights. We need to add mountains. Then what else do we need to do? Rotating wheels, skybox, smaller sun, street lights, mountains. And then we need texture. So this will be palm texture. We need car texture. We need road texture. So we certainly have our work cut out for us. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is go for the street lights, because I think that'll be one of the easier things to do. Is this too loud? I don't know if this is too loud. I think it could go a skosh quieter. Wrong way. There we go. Yeah, I think the music was a little bit too loud. So this should be a little bit better. So we need to rotate these wheels. We need to get this other stuff going. So let's get the streetlights in there. So the palm trees are a little too close to the streetlights. So we'll edit main 2.js. So the palm trees are too close. So let's just do these at maybe 600 and negative 600. Now this doesn't feel like there's much more room. Let's do 1,000. Now these are properly spaced out palm trees. So that's good. So then we need to add in the streetlights. Now I think I screwed up when I was making the streetlight model. So if I throw open Blender, and then I delete that, and then I go import GLB, source, trying out new things, three.js, streetlight. It has a bunch of stuff in here that is not the streetlight. And when I delete everything, well then there's nothing here. So I downloaded these earlier. I was playing around with them. So if I go to my downloads, it's this thing that had the streetlight. Can I just drag it in there? Will that work? I don't think it would. So I'll do file, open, cancel, file, import. I believe it's an FBX. Downloads, streetlight. So there's the streetlight. So the first thing I need to do a couple of things with the streetlight. This mesh actually comes with a light in it already. I would love to see if I can get this thing with the material and everything. This will be a little bit more advanced importing than I have been doing, but I'm kind of up for the challenge. If I get my stream window right, so I can see everything. So this has a camera. Bounce back. Long time no see. How you been? You still gonna keep saying sus stuff in my chat, or have you become a normal person since the last time we spoke? All right. Well, nice to see you back. Hashtag maybe. All right. Well, suppose if that's all I can get. So anyway, we're gonna delete this camera. We're gonna delete this light. So now the only things in here are the various parts of the street light, the surface of it, which I think is honestly all we need, actually. And yeah, so we will export this, and I want to see if there's a way to get this with everything on it. It's got to mesh with a Lambert surface, which I think I might have to start doing the meshes in Blender, because I don't know how to do it in the other thing, and it's probably easier to do it here. And I don't have to worry about like iterating over and figuring out everything. What I want to do is see if I can get a light in here. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. What I will do is I will copy all of this stuff. I'm going to try to crush it down to be a smaller amount. So this isn't what I want. This isn't what I want. Tool. There's something in here that will let me make the entire thing smaller. Custom properties. I forget what it's called, but there's a thing I want to do that will make this entire thing just be like crunched. I forget what it's called. It's like a destruction operator or something. Make Blender models less polygons. That's what I want. Sure. Object modifier, that's what it is. So it's an object modifier. So let's search for object modifier. Is it not? It's not going to let me. It's not going to let me do it. Where's the object modifier button? I swear, I was doing this the other day, and I was doing it off stream so that I wouldn't have this exact moment where I have no idea what I'm doing and it's exposed to the world. How inept I am at this. Let's see. Object modifier Blender. How to apply modifiers. Open the modifier tab in the properties panel. That is the blue wrench icon. Where's the blue wrench icon? Well, that's not very helpful. Well, it says modifier tab in the properties panel. Which is the properties panel? What are these things? Gizmos, lighting and visibility, toggle X-ray, object. Is there any quick effects? Convert, constants. I don't know where the object modifier button is. I feel and look dumb right now. I can tell you that much for sure. The blue wrench. Where's the blue wrench at? I recognize some of these things. General. Scene. Man, this is not good content. This program is just too advanced, and I'm too dumb. You know what? It'll probably be fine. I'm just gonna export this. Export as a GLB GLTF. Source. Trying out new things. Three.js. Call this streetlight. And I'll export it. And honestly, I didn't look at my settings. I should probably do that. Streetlight. Don't want animation. These are all fine. Materials is fine. Mesh is fine. Transform. Yeah, this will be fine. So we got that figured out. Let's throw in the last thing. Let's get the let's load in the const light street light data equals await loader.load async slash what was this? Streetlight.glb. I forget what I actually called it. It's called street_light.glb. Try it again. There we go. So the street light should be loaded someplace. So let's do a console.log street light data. Take a look at that. Sure, object, scene, scenes, animation, camera, asset, whatever. So there's the scene. So let's see if we can display scene.data. Street light equals, we'll say let street light equals street light data dot scene. It's not mad at me. Console.log it, still not mad at me. So let's see, where is its position at? That's what I want. I want to know its position. It's at 0, 0, 0. So I think if we just make it bigger and bigger, it'll eventually. Well, first off, we need to add it. So we'll say scene.add street light. See if that works. It's able to add it. Now, do we see it? No. Oh shoot. So let's just do a so we're saying the camera's Y at 100 and 500 and the Z at 150. So we do street light dot Y equals 500 and the street light dot Z at 150, and then we do street light dot X equals, I need to say dot position dot X, the same here. We'll make that be like -10. Street light should show up right in front of the camera someplace. Maybe not, maybe it's too small. And we did have something where it'll show like a little helper element. I don't know if I still have that. I don't think I do. 3.js coordinate helper. That should be axis helper. There we go. So they had this in the 3.js fundamentals where they showed how to use the axis helper. It's in here someplace. Materials, textures. I swear it was in here someplace. 3.js axis helper. I swear it's in here someplace. Updating, disposing, you know, axes helper. Car mesh, car geometry, street light. There we are. And actually, let's do streetlight mesh scene dot children 0 dot geometry. Street light material. And this wasn't supposed to be called mesh. This was supposed to be called geometry. Street light geometry. That didn't work. Geometry. So let's see if it added in now. I don't see it. Might be behind me or beneath the thing. All right, so that didn't work. Let's get an axes helper in here. So let's just say street light dot add new 3 dot axes helper. And then I forget what the arguments are for this. 3.axes helper size number 3.axes helper. So we'll make this be, yeah, let's do like 20. See what pops up. It didn't pop up. Allegedly, it showed up in the, it was able to add to the scene just fine. I wonder if I did this wrong. Geometry, children, groups. This is probably fine. So I want to see if I can get the material in there. Maybe we just do import the entire scene. Oh shoot, I should not have done the car stuff. That was the wrong one. There we go. Oh, no, I did that wrong. So I forgot how to use the axes helper. There's something in the three.js fundamentals axes helper that I need. And I hate to have to scroll through this entire thing until I see it, but they have a thing showing it that will be helpful. So this is kind of annoying. It's a bunch of nonsense just to find one thing. Ooh, this is kind of neat. Oh, here it is. So we'll say axes helper equals, let axes helper equal new 3.axes helper. We'll make it be size 20. And then we'll say axes helper dot depth test equals false. Axes helper dot render order equals 1. And then we'll do street light dot add axes helper. So let's see. Now, is that axis helper showing up anywhere? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Way off in the corner. See, this is why you need those, because it shows up. It's right here. So I was playing with this position stuff. I probably should not have done that. Probably did it wrong. So now it should be at 0, 0 or someplace near it. And it is not. So I'm gonna get rid of that. So I wanted to put it right in front of the car, but instead I'm actually just gonna put it, I don't know, right where we set the first palm mesh. So we'll just put this right here. We'll only put this out like 100. Oh wait, no. Yeah, so we'll only put this out 100. Mesh height position Y at negative 3000. Is that right? No, we did palm mesh. We'll just change this to... Oh. We'll change this to street light. There we go. Okay, so there is my street light, I guess. Actually, that's probably the axis helper here. So let's make the axis helper a little bit smaller. Make it 5 size. See if that helps. Okay, there we go. So we need to move it up. So we'll put the position to 10. Is this going to move it up? Is this the right axis? It is. So now let's move it closer so we can see it. So Z, we'll put it at 11 actually. There we go. And then we'll move the X back to 50. So hopefully we can start seeing the street light itself. We'll move it to 20. I think I went the wrong way. I think the X, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So the Y has it out at negative 3000. Let's bring it to 300. And it should be right in front of us. Fantastic. So let's move it up some. So I think that's X. No, it's going to be Y. No, it's going to be Z. There we go. So the street light should be directly in front of us. But I don't see it, so I'm going to make it bigger. So we'll say streetlight.scale.set 800, 800, 800. And there is no street light here. 8,000. There we go. That is not it. Okay, so we didn't get the street light in here. For some reason, the street light is not here. So I don't know what I did wrong in bringing the street light in, but I don't see it. Maybe it is slightly offset from the center and it needs to be rotated around 180 degrees. So maybe we'll try that. We'll see that in the animation. Street light dot rotate X 1. So hopefully something should be freaking out. Nope, just the axis helper. All right. So that was useless. So I don't know why the streetlight isn't showing up. This 80 scale should do it, but it's not. So maybe... Huh. So what line was this on? This was on line 28. Yeah, so it doesn't like me to do that. Street light is not defined. That's fine. Let's try this again. Street light geometry is not defined. Okay, of course. There's our street light, and I think it has our material on it too. So I don't know what I was doing wrong, but here it is. So then what we'll do is we will move this over slightly so that it's over and then up where the center of that thing is. And then I don't know what to do. This is great though. So we can do we'll do street light dot position dot rotate x 3 dot math utils dot this will be deg to rad 90, and then it's there we go, dig to rad 90. Okay, so now it's rotated it. Now we need to rotate it in the y 90 degrees. I don't know if it's y or z. I think that is it. So there we are. So we have our street light rotated. So then the X position needs to be like, I don't know, 200. That's the wrong way. Negative 200. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Let's do negative 400. So now it's over here, which is good. So now I think it's about time to do the same for loop we did for the other stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this over here, and then, man, this is poorly factored code. But what we'll do is we will paste it in here, so it'll be street lights equals that. Let street light equal street light dot clone, and then we'll say street light dot position dot x, street light dot position dot y, background elements dot add street light, and then we'll say street lights dot push. Now street light is declared, but its value is never used. Street light. Oh. There we go. And we can't access background elements before initialization. That's all fine. We will just copy this. We'll delete this and put it down below the palm trees. Can't access street light before initialization. Where am I trying to do that? Did I miss one? Main.js 26. 26 GG. Oh, so I need to add it down here someplace. Actually, I don't. I'll just... Main.js 27. What am I doing in 27? Oh, I still am doing all this. I don't even need any of that. We'll put it in here anyway. There we go. Oh. So now we have street lights everywhere. And some of them I gave a bigger offset than others. So then, if they're an odd number, then instead of minus 1,000, I'll do I'll just add plus equals $800. And that should put them on the other side. Fantastic. And then I need to rotate them all the way around. So then I'll do street light dot rotate y 180 3 dot math utils dot deg to rad. There we go. So now we got all our street lights. And we can get rid of that first street light. We don't need that anymore. And we don't need to add it to the scene because it's already going to be added to the scene later. Oh, screw that up. Background elements that add. Am I doing something wrong here? How am I getting the palm trees? How am I getting that first palm tree? So I'm just making the mesh, modifying it, adding them to background elements. Street lights, I'm adding them to background elements. Oh, that's weird. So it doesn't want to add them to the scene if I just add them to the background elements thing? Very strange. We'll figure that out in a second. But for now, what we need to do is just copy this whole thing and then replace palm trees with street lights and replace these with that, replace this with that, replace that with that, do that, and now they should be moving. There we go. So now our streetlights are moving, except for that one that doesn't want to move. And this is a pretty sweet little animation here. Got a little parallax going on. You love parallax. Let's get rid of the axis helper because that's not doing much for me anymore. And then we'll move the Z position down a little bit. There we go. So I need to figure out how to get rid of that first street light. Oh, there we go. Must have screwed something up when I was doing that earlier. So we got street lights and palm trees, which is fantastic. So all we need to do is add in the light to the street light, because each street light should be emitting light. That makes sense. That's what street lights do. So let's see if we can find the light in here. spotlight, cone-shaped helper object for spotlight. Oh, that's a helper object. I think that'll be useful though. So we'll just do this. We'll copy this code in, just unabashedly throw it in there. Paste that in here. And let's see what we get with that. Okay, so now we have the cone that's up there. So we need to get the spotlight helper. We need the spotlight to be right next to our street lights. So that'll make it easy to find. And then we'll just do streetlight.add spotlight. And then we'll get rid of adding into the scene. Oh no, spotlight isn't defined. Oh. There we go. So now we should have a spotlight on each one of these. And we also need to add in the spotlight helper. Can't access property matrix world. Light is undefined. Well, that's not very helpful. What if we do spotlight.add spotlight helper, and then we don't add that into the street light? So we have the spotlight, we can't add the helper to it. So how does that work? Spotlight helper, you pass it in a three.light. So we have the spotlight in here, and let's just get the position roughly in the right place. 30, negative 400, 300. Oh, sorry, negative 300. Spotlight helper is declared, but this value is never used. Yeah, I see that. But I can't add it to the spotlight, or else it freaks out on me. Can't access property matrix world light is undefined. What if I just add, and that is happening in line main.js 96. Oh, so it's the clone that it's mad at. That's weird. Can't access property matrix world light is undefined. I'm gonna look that up. You know, I'm not even going to worry about it. I think I'm just going to figure it out for the one spotlight, and then I'm going to copy it everywhere. So I'm just going to comment out all this streetlight stuff. And did my spotlight helper show back up? Oh, this is real slow. Reference streetlights is not defined. Alright. So it's mad at that. So we'll just do this so it doesn't get mad at me anymore. Oh, it's still mad at me. But whatever, it's working. We'll just get rid of all the streetlight stuff as well. And we got nothing mad at me. So let's bring back in that one streetlight we had. So we'll do a scene.add street light. We should have one street light. Perfect. And we'll just do scene.add spotlight helper. There we go. So we need to get the spotlight in the right place for the street light. So it's at 30, negative 400, negative 30. So let's put this at 50. I don't know if that moved up or down. What if we just don't set its position now and then figure it out later? So if we don't set its position, it's pretty close to where it needs to be. So we just need to do, we just move it up and then back a little bit, I think. Oh, we might need to move it in all three directions. So we'll do street. Actually, so we add the spotlight. We've got the scene has the spotlight helper. Okay, so I see. So we just need to do street light dot position dot x equals 400. See what happens. Oh, we're moving the street light. I don't want to move the street light. We move the spotlight. The spotlight. Alright, so now that's in the wrong direction. Alright, now it's way too high. Let's move it 10. Alright, it's lower but still too high. Move it 2. Alright, not high enough. 3. Not quite. 4.76. Alright, that's almost close. Let's go with 5. That's pretty close. We'll start moving the X and Z. Spotlight dot position dot Z equals 3. Alright, that's the wrong direction there. Overshot it. Let's go with 2. Okay. Then we'll do spotlight dot position dot x equals 2 as well. I'm gonna go negative 2 for that. Okay, now we're getting close. 0.3. 2.4. Okay, now we're getting real close. Let's move the Y down to 4.8. Oh, we're so close. So we just need to move the Z to like 1.9. And we want to move the X back to 2.2, I think. Oh, this is it. That's what we want. Now let's make the cone a little bit smaller. So 3 dot spotlight. Okay. So we need a light. We need a spotlight. Spotlight position, cast shadow, shadow map, camera near, far, FOV. Intensity, distance, angle. So the angle we want. Light dispersion from the center. That'll work. So now if we stop adding the street light to the scene and we get rid of the spotlight helper entirely, and then we get rid of these comments, we should have a bunch of street lights with lights in them. And then all we need to do is, where is this? We can get rid of that, get rid of that. And now we should have moving street lights. They should be emitting light, but they're not right now. So we need to make the entire scene a little bit darker. And then have the lights be brighter. So the spotlight. So you have color, intensity, distance, angle, penumbra, and decay. So we'll do spotlight is just that with the color. So the intensity we'll do, I don't know. Yeah, 1 is fine. Distance, 0 is fine. Angle, we'll do math dot pi divided by 3, I guess. And that shouldn't really change very much right now. So we need to make the ground material show the light. I think that's going to be important. So I'll make this intensity be 0.5 so that you can't see everything. And we'll make it 0.3 for the regular light. So now everything's darker. So that's the global light, which is fine. So where is... I guess we want to see the plane. I want the material to be... How do I prove that the light is working? Because it should be bouncing off the thing. Huh. You know, while we're at it, we'll give the car material as well. So we'll make the car material be this mesh falling material. Alright, so the light is definitely not working. So let's just make sure we can get a light to work. So we'll just make a spotlight 2. And then we'll do a scene.add spotlight 2. We'll do spotlight 2.x equals... Where are we putting the car? I don't know what any of this is. You know, maybe we get another spotlight helper. Yeah, we'll just do all this stuff again. Paste. Got that going. And then we'll do spotlight 2 dot x dot position dot y equals 20. 23. No. get it above us. Am I doing this wrong? I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I'm clearly doing something wrong, because the... Oh, you know what? We want this to be on Spotlight 2. There we go. So we... What are we doing? Position.y equals 400. Z equals X. Why not? So this should be illuminating the car if I'm not misunderstanding how this thing works. But it's not illuminating the car. Why isn't the spotlight illuminating the car? Do I need to add that to the car? Am I not understanding how the light works? 3.js light, not lighting. Not working. Lighting isn't working. Mesh Phong material is supposed to work, and we're using a mesh Phong material. Color ambient. Huh. Mesh basic material, wireframe true, transparent true, opacity 0.85. Huh. So I'm not sure why this light isn't lighting up my car. It should be pointing at it. It should be lighting up the whole scene. This is very strange. We're using a mesh Phong material for the car. Reflectivity is 1. I don't know if depth test is helpful. Blending. I don't know what useful that is. What are my options? No, that's not what I want. Mesh Phong material. Let's see what the other options are. Ambient light. Opacity. Depth test. Alpha test. Visible. Oh, I gotta turn up the shininess. This is totally not helping me. Huh. So what if in the light I change the color? Because it is the same color as the ambient light. Maybe I'll make the ambient light a different color. Alright, so the ambient light is now a different color. And it shows that the ground isn't being affected by the color of the light, I don't think. Or maybe it is. What if I made it Does this do anything to the color of the ground? No, it doesn't. Oh no, it does. The ground is just completely blue. So if you're not getting any blue onto the ground, it doesn't bounce back anything. So all of the lights I have in our street lights should be lighting up the ground. This is really weird. So we're adding the spotlight. We're adding the spotlight helper. We're adding a scene to the spotlight helper. What if instead of adding a spotlight helper, what if I just never added the what if I never add this global light? Is everything just gonna be black? So I feel like I'm not getting my lights in. The other lights aren't showing up at all. I don't know why. Maybe we set the distance to be higher. Maybe we set the decay off. Change the amount the light dims along the distance of the light. Default is 2. So maybe we set the decay to 0 on this light 2 and see what that gets us. Spotlight 2 2.decay equals 0. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it just decays. That's what it was. So we just need to set the decay to 0 on all of the other ones. So spotlight dot decay equals 0. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting it. Looks like we got it, boys. Got spotlights working. So we'll get rid of the spotlight 2. This isn't helping anyone. So let's make the well, now you get this flashing thing going on. Oh snap, I just realized we need headlights. Headlights are going to be very important. I mean, how are we going to know when you rotate over? How are you going to know that the guy knows what's going on in front of him without headlights? Oh, just to think, I almost forgot about headlights. How silly would I look? But first, let's make this a little bit smaller. Let's divide this by 4. Let's just divide this by 8. I want these lights to be tiny. Oh, this is great. A weird shadowy effect, which I don't particularly like. I don't want to do shadows on all of these because then that like multiplies the amount of rendering effort by like 1,000. And let's make it so that the cutoff that gets rid of the just gets rid of the lights is like really far back, because now it looks kind of gross. So if palm trees position is greater than, let's change this from 1000 to, not palm trees, street lights. Let's change this to 2000. See if we can get rid of that flickering effect. Yeah. I don't even mind that the lights go away for a second and then they come back. Let's make the lights go way further away. Street light position equals negative 10,000 plus 500 times I. Let's make these things show up a little bit less often. So let's make it so there's only like 10 of them, and you do them every 1,000. Oops, not 100, 1,000. Whoa! Erkernsten. K equals 2, but with higher intensity would maybe yield more realistic results. Yes, that is a good call. I'm just trying to get the basics right first. But that's a good idea. I'll do that now. We'll leave 2, and then we'll do spotlight dot intensity equals, I don't know, 20. Oh. 100. 1,000. 1 zillion. Oh. Woo. That is a let's cut that one back a little bit. Okay, this definitely does look more realistic. That was a good call. I mean, let's dial these numbers back into reasonable territory. Alright, let's delete 2 of those, and then we'll change this to 0.2. Alright. I just like smaller numbers. Let's bring this back up to 1, and then we'll do like 100. Clearly, I don't understand how square numbers work. Oh, this is much better. No, I really don't like how the lights get smaller and bigger. I like the lights to be, and their effect on the ground to be like, I don't know what's causing that. Negative equals 50 will make the spotlights not follow the car, but point straight down. Spotlight target position equals spotlight dot position. Spotlight target dot position minus equals 50. Something like spotlight dot target dot position equals spotlight dot target dot position. Spotlight dot target dot position minus equals 50. Spotlight dot target dot position dot y minus equals. That makes more sense. That's good. So then, So the problem is I have the spotlights inside of the street light. So I guess what I'll do is when I'm adding them in. Also, you seem to know what you're doing with this three.js stuff. RCR and STN. I don't, and this code reflects that because I've just been like trying something every like little bit and then having it break and then, you know, working on it again. But let's see. So I want to do this. Oh, what's going on? Devin MC. Welcome. So I can, you know what? I'll actually just, yeah, playing with graphics is fun. Knowing what you're doing, not required. Oh, certainly. I mean, I got this far without having any clue what's going on. So why is the spotlight following the car anyway? I didn't tell it to do that. I don't think. Is it always just pointing at, oh, it's probably just always pointing at like the origin, because that's how it's meant to do it. Is there a way to just unlock it so I can just set the first one to point straight down, and then wherever it moves, it's always pointing straight down? That's what I want to do. I see. So target. The target's position to be changed to anything must be added using the scene, using light.target. So the target's matrix world automatically gets updated each frame. It's also possible to set the target to be another object in the scene. Oh, thank you, Devin MC. I appreciate it. I've been trying to get more YouTube videos out there, hopefully trying to grow the audience a little bit. Frankly, I don't actually like coding with an audience that's not really talking too much, so I want to grow the audience and get more people in here, so it's more of a dialogue and less me struggling and then everybody silently judging me. So it's glad that you like YouTube. Did you come over here from YouTube, or did you make your way in some other way and you just found the YouTube? Oh, perfect. Well, then my strategy is working. Yeah, I'd love to have more people come along. And, I mean, today I'm working on something where I'm bad at it and I have no idea what I'm doing, but I like to make sure I have a good mix of stuff where I'm doing what I'm good at and showing people how to really get good at them themselves. And then sometimes I like to do just random nonsense it's not very good. And that's what this is right now. What I'm trying to do is recreate my website, recreate this thing, but instead of have it be a video, have it be like a slightly interactive 3D experience. So as you see, I got the palm trees, and I did a bad job of it. Decided to add in street lights so you can get a little cool lighting effect going on. I need to do the mountains, and I need to redraw my skybox, and then do shading and colors and a whole bunch of nonsense. So I'm still far off, but I also I think I'm doing a good job so far of getting it getting the main elements. The specifics don't really matter as much. So what was I doing? Oh, so we need to figure out the target. Hopped on to continue rabbit hole of coding content and saw your live tag on the thumbnail. Well, that's great to see. I appreciate that you're here. This is good stuff. And to anyone watching on YouTube, I really don't monitor the YouTube comments or anything, or the viewership or anything. I do most of the stuff directly on Twitch. So make your way over to Twitch, and you'll be able to see everything going on. And, talk to me. Anyway, Devin, it's good to see you here. If you want to chat with me or any of the people you see on the stream, you can just join the Discord, and you can get into the circle, the inner circle. And as a member of the inner circle, you will find that you will naturally just do more coding and get better at it, because all these people are talented and good and like to do things. That's fantastic. Spotlight points to its position to target dot position. Default position of target is 0, 0, 0. So the target's position to be changed to anything other than the default must be added to the scene using scene.add light.target. What does this mean? How do I track the position of the spotlight while it's inside of the street light? So it just matches where the street light is going. So it points down all the time. That's what I need to figure out. I guess I could just do... You have a scene object. No, the light in the example code would be one of your split lights. Street lights. Yeah. Spotlights, yeah. But like... Changed anything other than default. It must be added to the scene using that. This is so the target's matrix world gets automatically updated each frame. Well, clearly this wasn't the right thing to do. Did it mean just add the target? 'Cause that doesn't make much sense to me. Yeah, I didn't think so. Well, that's not right. Well, now it's really mad at me. Main.js 132 is gonna say specific can't access property elements of undefined. All right, so it didn't like that. Position is read only. Dot target is an object. Is an object 3D. Too much recursion. Oh, I feel so dumb. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. So, and again, sorry to force you to go through this with me. So what I need to do is probably in my update function tell the spotlight that's associated with each street light to point straight down. And I do that by setting its target to itself, but down 50. Or down some amount, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anything other than default that must be added to the scene. Dot target was read only. That's because its parent spotlight is read only. I don't know. So if I do streetlight dot add spotlight dot target, and then I do spotlight dot set target. I'm using the target thing down on my camera. Oh, I can just say look at. That works. Or does that work? Can I say streetlight dot target? 84, your line is constant. Oh. I've been doing Angular use web dev course on Udemy, Pi4e, but so far I just find myself losing interest in the projects that they're using. I'd like to find something that I can use as I create my own idea, but the mountain of clickbait is insane and motivational destruction. LOL. Yeah, projects that they give out are dog shit, to be honest. The only way to find projects that have engaged me in the past has just been to write code that helps me out. I have this blog post, if you go to my blog, called How to Get Into Software. Kind of explains how I would recommend someone get in. And the part on doing projects is basically just do whatever it is that makes you happy. If you like games and you want to play games, do that. If you find that you're really nitpicky about the way your desktop works, if you install Linux and you can tweak on a Linux desktop, that really helps out a lot. It's whatever, the best projects are projects that you will run in your day-to-day life. Like I have this Pape Changer application, which is not complex, but it changes my desktop wallpaper. And this is one of my favorite projects because I run it all the time and I like it. So if you find yourself losing interest in the projects that they're telling you to do on a Udemy course, just ignore them and do whatever makes you happy. That's the best way I find motivation, is to just try to fix my own stuff. And the clickbait on YouTube is kind of stupid and annoys me. There's all these like, oh, here's how you get a job in 6 months writing, bullshit Python code. And it all works for someone, but it doesn't work for you. The best thing that'll work for you is just doing whatever you want in a way that forces you to write code. Like if you see on here, all the projects I do are just random things. It's a little harder, but I went the way Nate just described. Install Linux, get annoyed, fix it. Yes, that's why I recommend people install Arch Linux. And everybody thinks on first reading of this article that I'm saying install Arch Linux, it's the best. I'm an Arch Linux nerd. No, actually I think Arch Linux is user hostile and bad. I don't particularly like Arch Linux, but I've taken my own Arch Linux install and I've molded it to my preferences, and now it's perfect. But that molding process is where you learn so much and you become such a better developer, because fundamentally writing software is not about knowing algorithms. It's not about knowing all these programming languages. It's not about mathematics. It's not about science. It's not about anything. It's about seeing something that isn't the way you want it and then twisting it using code into being what you want it to be. And the better you get at that, the better you'll do as a developer on the long term. I mean, I find that the best developers I work with are people who just go out, seek out problems, and solve them. Unix porn on Reddit can be a motivational place as well. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. And also, sometimes you have to make up problems that aren't really real. Like I said, I'm trying to replace the background of my website because when you inspect it, the background is, here it is, 2.18 megabytes. Somebody on a slow internet connection, that could take a while. So if I replace it with this, and you go to the network tab, I'm only sending over, let's see, let's reload the page. Other? Is this where, all. See, now I'm only sending 25 kilobytes of JavaScript, 15 kilobytes of three.js, and then 100 kilobytes, 15 kilobytes, 12 kilobytes, and 82 kilobytes, which I can get that down to about 20. So I'm only sending like 1 meg, and it's slightly better. Not that much, but it's better than sending 2 megs. So sometimes your problems have to be made up and contrived, but yeah. So add to the scene, we've changed the spotlight to be a let declaration. So then we'll say spotlight dot Where are we at? Position, I want to make its target be something else. Translate rate as look at. So I can say look at, and then I'll just say spotlight dot position. If I do that, it still moves. Darn. Took like 3 days trying to get Oracle 7 VBox on Ubuntu 22.04 until I decided that 20 was the way to go and never installed 22.04 ever again. What is Oracle? Oh, you're talking about VirtualBox, yeah. I prefer doing something like QEMU, which is a fun project. Highly recommend it. It is in no way user-friendly. You have to install another program like Vert Manager to do anything with it. But QEMU, now this is a rabbit hole, but QEMU was written by this guy named Fabrice Bellard, who has a website that is amazing. He just wrote some HTML and called it a day, a bunch of P blocks. And he is probably one of the smartest people out there. He wrote QEMU, which is this massive project for virtualization on Linux, as well as, or not on Linux, on anything, as well as FFmpeg, which like all of the open source video editors are just skins around FFmpeg. So if Bellard writes it, I want to use it. He's got Xwindow or Windows 2000 in your browser. And how fantastic is that? This takes a second. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, isn't the open source level 1 virtual manager? Yeah, Vert Manager. That's the that's a wrapper around QEMU, if I recall. Yeah, that stuff is crazy. Quick.js, tiny JavaScript engine. Oh, fantastic. Anyway, what were we doing? Oh, we were trying to coerce these spotlights into working properly. Should be able to set target.position now that it's no longer const instead of look at if you want. Okay. Spotlight dot target dot position equals, and we'll just use the spotlight's position. And it's mad at me. Let's see what that's about. How do I drag this thing on? Position is read only. Still read only. And I'm not using a const. I'm using a let here. So there's a let on all these things. We'll let the scene? No. Position is going to be read only, it looks like. So I think I have to use look at. This is set equal to default up, so that the light shines from the top down. What if I just say like 1000, 1000, 1000? Will that work? No. No matter what, it wants to do that. Huh. So there's something, I don't even know. Huh. Oh, this is fun. When you look at it from this angle, you can really see what I'm doing to get the palm trees to come in. I'm just having them grow as they get closer. Couldn't figure out how to get fog working properly. What if I say spotlight.target equals target object?
Just need to forget about everything.
We'll just say
Put away our problems.
spotlight. Just so it look at itself.
Get along with each other.
Yeah, that's mad at me. Too much recursion. What if we tell it to look at street light? Too much recursion. How do I just tell it to look straight down? Three.js. They do that in the docs. Set target to new object 3D. Street light dot target equals 3.object 3D. I need to say new. And then I probably need to put that new object is not const, so you can set its position. Yeah, that's right. So I'll do
Put away our problems. We just need to forget about
I'll do spotlight target equals new 3.object 3D. And I'll say let, and it needs to be called one thing, spotlight target, and then I'll do street light dot add spotlight target, and then I need to do street light dot look at, not street light, I want spotlight dot look at Alright, that was strange. My computer just freaked out and died. Something to do with the way I'm plugging everything into a single USB port on a 3-year-old MacBook that plugged into a oh great, now it's going to be encoded as 2 streams, which I don't like. Screwed that up. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh, I need to say spotlight dot look at spotlight target. Oh, it's still not working. Well, that's annoying. Spotlight target equals new object 3D. Streetlight.add spotlight.target. Street.light.add spotlight target. Oh, I hope my microphone is still working. You can hear me, right? Yeah, there we go. Actually, that should be in some update call. The spotlight position changes every frame. No, so that should be in its target. Yeah. Microphone's good. Thank you. So the problem is I need to... Huh. So I'm thinking if you set the target, then won't it update every frame anyway? Because it's already set its target as 0, 0, 0. So if I set its target to be something straight down from where it is now, then, and you lock those things together so that they move at the same time, then won't it? This is confusing. Also, this music is whack. There we go. Because I don't want to have another loop inside of my animate function that does it. From where it is now, but not where it is later. You're looking for something like a direction. Don't know if there's one. But I'm thinking if you point it towards something that is linked in its motion, you're right. Maybe it doesn't recalculate where it is later. So then that means I just have to, I guess, make an object. Let's see. So when I clone the street light, also palm mesh scale set. I don't need any of that. So what I'm doing is I have one street light that I clone a bunch of times and move at the same time. So what I can do is I can do the street light frame and then the light itself. So I'll do let the street light frame equal that. And then I'll say let street light equal spotlight dot clone, and then what I'll do is street light frame dot add street light. I think the screen capture froze. I don't think it did. I think I'm just staring at it in one place. Street light. And then what we'll do is streetlight frame add streetlight light dot target. Camera's fine, don't see any code changing. Oh, you know what? That did freeze. You're absolutely right. Let's just change back to this for a second. Did that fix it? That did not fix it. Let's go into the content window and get the properties of the screen capture. And we'll change this to a display capture and hit OK. And now it should be updating. Okay. Yeah, that was weird. I'm going to have to get that figured out, whatever that is. LOL of the Windows XP. Yeah. I think I'm going to get rid of the Windows XP, though. I think it makes the content too small, and I'm trying to make it so there's less friction if somebody wants to view it. And I think the content being just that little bit smaller is enough friction to cause some people to leave prematurely. So say streetlight frame and then we'll push an object that has the frame is streetlight frame, and then light as street light. And this looks gross, so we will tab that out. Okay, so now we got something pointing straight down. This is all screwed up, but whatever, we'll figure that out in a minute. And then we'll go down here and then we'll figure out this rendering thing. So we're going through all the streetlights. So streetlights I dot streetlight. What did I call that? Streetlight dot frame, and then you have the light. So we'll say streetlights I dot frame dot position dot frame dot position dot frame dot frame dot frame. Okay. So now some of them are doing it, kind of. And some of them are still broken. All right, we're like almost getting there. This is I mean, this is still horribly broken, but like I don't know what I've done wrong. So then I want the so I can say streetlights I dot light dot look at or dot target equals I don't know, street lights I dot frame dot position. Let's try that. Oh, it's real mad at me. Yeah, this is not happy with me. On line 141. Oh, it's yeah. Access property elements of undefined. Elements of undefined. Okay, so I've just screwed that up slightly. Streetlights I, frame position. Let's get rid of that. Alright, so it's real mad at me still. Can't access property elements of undefined. What's undefined? 142. Render.scene. Streetlights on length, frame position. So the frames are still moving properly. And some of them even have lights near them. I don't know why some of these are in the wrong place. So the streetlight frame has a streetlight.target. Streetlight frame.position. Streetlight frame rotate. Streetlight frame position. Adding it. Pushing that into streetlights. Oh, this is breaking my brain. I'm so lost. What if we didn't do this? There we go. So this is what I'm talking about. Ish. Now, not all of them are connected exactly to their thing. But if we make this, instead of pi divided by 8, we make it pi divided by 2. Alright, that's too much. Make it pi divided by 3. 4. So now we have this like effect where you're kind of getting some light. So let's go back to 3. Okay, so this is pretty close to what I want. Now the lights aren't exactly pointing in exactly the direction I want, but like this is really the effect I'm looking for. And frankly, I'm satisfied enough by this that I think I'm gonna end the stream. You might want to set penumbra to greater than 0 for faster fall off. Yes, that is a good call. So we'll say spotlight dot penumbra. I'm gonna pretend like I know what a penumbra is. You say greater than 0, 2. I don't know what that did. Can you explain what that did? Penumbra. Percentage of spotlight is attenuated. Takes a value between 0 and 1. Default is 0.0. Oh, so I want it to be like 0.5. Oh, this is amazing. Bro, this is perfect. Oh, this is so good. And we just make the ambient light a little bit brighter so you can still see it when we're doing the other stuff. So do like 0.4. Ambient light. Oh, you know what? I never added the ambient light anyway. So we'll bring this back to 0.3. So the car is dark and then it just like... Oh, yeah. This is so good. Honestly, I might just set my my website's background to this like right now. Irish Red Ale says your YouTube chat is popping off. There's one person there. So I'm going to continue to ignore YouTube as I always do. I'm seriously considering just setting this as my my website background right now. Not because it's that good, but because I'm proud enough of it. Might get rid of the thing where you can slow it down, because if you slow it all the way down, you will see that the light doesn't exactly line up. But if you have it at like max speed, you can't even tell. Do you plan on making the camera dependent on the mouse position of something for your site? Would be so cool with the 3D effect. Yeah, I was planning on, I put all this in here. I want the mouse to control the speed of the car and the view you're looking at it. So I want it to be exactly as it is now. Like at this point, the only thing left to do is just add in like mountains in the background or something else, and then texture everything. Because the palm trees are currently just a black texture. The car is just this single thing. So I got to learn how to do the texturing. I think I can just do that in like Blender. And then I got to fix the skybox, make the sun a little bit smaller, and then just add some post-processing to give it that lo-fi look. But like the scene is basically done. I just need to add some mountains on the outside. But yeah. So the idea is I want someone to go to my website, and then as they're like clicking around, as they're trying to click on one of the links, they see that the car is like moving and slowing down, and they can like move the mouse around and like play with it for a little bit. So yeah, so I need to make it so that the car isn't just one single color. Oh, I also need to add spinning wheels. So I need to figure that out. I need to texture the ground so that there's like, so there's lines you're driving on. Yeah, there's not a whole lot more to it. Like I'm pretty happy with this stuff right now. Changing the penumbra was a top tier move, and I appreciate that. Yeah, just add an image as the face of the ground. Yeah. So I'm going to have to figure that stuff out. I don't know that there's a lot more interesting stuff I can do on stream, because I think everything else I want to do is either boring enough or complex enough that like it wouldn't be worth doing on stream, because it'll just be me sitting there going, I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyway, RCR in STN. Thank you for all the help. I appreciate it. If you ever want to come into the Discord and chat with me or Irish Red Ales, he's a good guy. Not really that good, but like, eh, he's not the worst person I've ever met. I would recommend you come in the Discord. We do nonsense projects like this and others at all times. Yeah. And I think this is a good place to end the stream. So thanks everyone for sticking through it, and I will catch you next time.